Christy McSweeney and Darren Barnett are here. They are people who've been front, middle, centre, the dark arts and plenty of other things in and around politics. And just like we do on a Sunday night, we like to go hardcore for you on a Thursday night. Now, I don't want to say what they should or shouldn't, what's right or wrong. Let's look at this analytically. Darren, how do the Teals get away with not saying which way they're going to go in a parliament without every journo, every time, all press conference, basically pulling them to that central question? Because the more a politician doesn't answer a question, generally it means more questions. But when it comes to the Teals, they're allowed to spit out one version of nothing and then people move on.
Well, I don't think they know who they're going to back.
Yes, they do.
Well, I'll tell you this for free, they have to back Liberal.
You reckon? You reckon the Victorian Teals, if they get sent... Anyway,
because
this is what happens. I don't want to debate Tealism.
No,
keep going.
They will not be re-elected.
Really?
If you're in a Liberal seat and you go and then back Labor...
Mate, in
have a look what happened to Oakeshott and Windsor.
Sure.
They were gone
that was
years
versus
later.
National.
And I don't think the Teals have any idea of what a sustained media campaign over 3 years looks like.
If it gets closer, I will develop some form of a bet about the two Victorian Teals, all right? We will discuss. Because the other thing that does happen is that once you're an independent and you get re-elected, then yes, we can talk historically about what a seat used to be. But once you get up for the second time, think about Sharkey in South Australia, Katter, Wilkie, Helen Haynes. Once you get re-elected, you are there for a long time. So the idea that it's a faux Liberal, we'll see. But okay, Christy, why are they allowed to get away with it? Because put simply, if the question was, all right, Mr. Dutton, are you not putting your left foot in front of your right foot? Well, I've got many decisions to make, but I can't tell you until I've made the decision. Every question of every reporter for the rest of every press conference is, well, which are you going to choose, your left or your right foot? Why is that level of repetitiveness not put onto these people?
It's a double standard of lack of scrutiny and lack of questioning, particularly as the coalition has put out the voting record of Teals, particularly Monique Ryan in Kooyong, who has shown to vote with Labor and the Greens over 80% of the time, and very, very high Green alignment with her. And masquerading as people who represent disaffected Liberal voters who perhaps move towards one issue or the other that they feel that the coalition didn't quite carry for them. But it's been very clear what their voting record is. I would like to see the media make a follow-up question with who are you going to back if we get to a minority government with, well, your voting record says you voted Monique Ryan, the member for Kooyong, with Labor and the Greens over 80% of the time. Is that an indication? Those voting records are out there for every single Teal in the parliament, on every single bill, and that information has been disseminated, yet the questions in the scrutiny fails to be asked.
Well, I've said a long way that I think that in terms of the Liberal Party and the way that they should be focusing on these Teal seats is not necessarily to constantly attack them, because any attack on a cult strengthens it. Push the Labor vote as low as you possibly can, so hopefully it denies them the world when it comes to preferences. Junk polling. This is a little communication skill where if you can pay the right person and get the right number and you get a headline saying, polling says Darren Barnett next Governor General, someone will run it somewhere, and we've seen plenty of examples of that.
12 people on an online poll at 3 a.m.
Yeah, why do people keep running these polls, though? Because it's pretty obvious that Bowen's not going to lose his seat, as much as I'd love him to.
Bowen is not going to lose his seat, and nor is Tony Burke. So, look, if someone who is in PR is able to get that story covered, then all power to them. And that's kind of the nature of the industry. And doesn't mean that everybody has to take it incredibly seriously.
Yes.
But look,
so you're saying a yay for the day for whoever was able to get that up?
Yeah, good on you.
Yeah, all right.
Well played.
Okay. Let's do winners and losers for the week. Christy, who stands out for you? It can be political, non-political. We've run out of time for any other version. What do you think, yes or no, for winner or loser?
Well, I want to know who this amazing PR person was who peddled that poll out. That's whoever that was. They've won for me, because I'm in PR and I pretty much would not have been able to do that. The winner of the week, the US stock market, and anyone who bought shares in Truth Social over the last 24 hours.
Yes, very good point.
Couldn't agree more. The winners of the week are those who knew about Truth Social. The losers of the week are the rest of us.
Yeah, correct. But can I say what I always say about Trump?
Yes.
When you think something is as good as it seems or as bad as it seems, wait 1 week.
Yep.
Wait 1 week and then find out what's happening. Basically, the Australian Stock Exchange exactly back to where it was 5 days ago. The American back to where it was 5 days ago. And I love that's even though they're still keeping the 10% tariff on Australia. I mean, God love them. All right. Thank you, guys. Do appreciate it. Have a wonderful weekend wherever you happen to be.